Welcome to round 5 of my F1 25 My Team career mode of Caterham. I am a little bit sick. We're just going to try and push through this. Much like the car, I'm falling apart too. Let's see if this inevitable poor performance can lead into Coventry as well. Round 5 takes us to Saudi Arabia, a track I absolutely love. And because of that, practice was extremely uneventful, so we're jumping straight into qualifying at the end of Q1 for my final lap time. We currently sit last place, but crossing the line, we are going to get through to Q2. In P15, we made it hard for ourselves, but we did get through to Q2. It was admittedly a little underwhelming. I was hoping for a bit more from qualifying because Q1, I didn't feel as quick as I'd wanted to at the time. I was really expecting to get through to Q3, given what happened in Bahrain. We might just about manage it at the end of Q2. We're a second up on our fastest lap time at the moment. Crossing the line to finish out Q2. Do we make it through to Q3? Nope, we get a very disappointing P13 to start for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Despite being a track I'm quite confident at, we're quite far away from Q3. It's probably due to the Renault power. This is quite a power dependent track, and clearly this car's not built for it. A track that you need raw pace, it's no surprise that Lance Stroll's qualified P16 and massively off the pace. I probably shouldn't take the piss out of him. Last time I did that, he took me out.
Nothing beats
the Jet2 holiday.
So it was definitely a disappointing qualifying, but we do start P13. It's a decent position to be in. Maybe we could get points. Obviously, all you want to do is finish a race. I can't remember the last time I finished a race. And I can't remember the last time Dirksen finished a race either. Lights out, and away we go in Saudi Arabia. It's actually been a pretty decent start off the line, straight up into P12. Down towards turn number 1, we're going to go on the outside of Gasly. And they're on the outside of Albon as well. And just like that, on the exit of turn 2, we're straight up into the points in P9, directly behind Yuki Tsunoda. And suddenly we've immediately undone any poor performance in qualifying. We're in the points. All we have to do now is hold on to it, which is going to be extremely difficult at a track like this, especially with Alonso behind me. But for the second race running, we find ourselves running in the points. Let's see how long it takes me to get a 3-second penalty and to throw this away. Despite a clear pace advantage this pack had on us, we were actually staying with them purely because Hamilton and Ocon. Don't ask me how Ocon is so high up, but those two were battling into turn number 1, and we were able to stay on the back of Yuki Tsunoda. Obviously, through the first sector, dirty air is massively affecting this car, which you can see very clearly as we go through the corners, because this car's got absolutely no hope whatsoever of staying with that Red Bull. We started sector 1 3 tenths behind, we're going to end it 8 tenths behind, and I can only really see that as an incredibly strong metaphor, being a Red Bull driver in that second seat. Pushing as hard as you can, but the chances of staying with the Red Bull just going off into the distance, on this occasion, quite literally. And as we come to the end of lap number 2, we've got Russell and Tsunoda battling this time, and we're still going to be holding on to this battle. We're not in it, but we're holding on, and we're actually going to get DRS on them, just to give us a little bit of a helping hand against Albon, who is obviously quite quick in a straight line, but we're going to hold on to P9. We're at least doing enough that they can tow us along and we can stay ahead of Albon. I'm not sure how long it's going to last, probably not too much longer, especially given how at the end of sector 1 we hit the curb and very nearly lose the car. We're now going to be under pressure from Alonso and Albon, they both fancy it. We're going to make contact with Alonso. We're 3 wide through the bank corner. Alonso has got up the inside. We've managed to hold off Alex Albon. In fairness, I wasn't too annoyed about being overtaken there because, to be honest, I was just happy to survive. I thought I was ending up in a barrier there. We are going to get DRS and slipstream from Alonso though, so we might actually be able to get this position back. We're very slowly catching him down towards the braking zone, but decide against going for a stupid move, but because of that, I end up running wide. So we're going to be under pressure from Albon this time, once again. Very nearly put him in the wall. We've got DRS on Alonso. It's not really done much to help us defend against Albon. And into the final corner, we've now dropped out of the points. We're going to try around the outside of Albon again. We're going to drag race him to turn number 1. With the help of ERS, we're going to pull ahead of him. I don't really know why he didn't use ERS, because he could have easily beaten me to turn number 1. But we are going to stay in the points as we come on to lap number 4. We've now got Gasly and Albon battling for P11. Hopefully Gasly can get ahead because he'll be a lot easier to defend against than the Mercedes-powered Williams. But I think it's fair to say Alonso's got P9. I don't think I'll be staying with him for too much longer. At the end of lap number 4, let's see if Gasly is actually easier to defend against than Albon. Obviously we succeeded against Albon, albeit with the help of DRS. A helping hand we will not be getting from Alonso on this occasion. So let's see what the power of this Renault engine really is. Albon has absolutely breezed past the Renault, so I mean, I can't say I'm too surprised, but it's not exactly who we want behind us, especially considering I'm pretty confident that my Renault engine is a lot less powerful than the Alpine one. Basically what I'm trying to say is, with no DRS and no slipstream against Alex Albon, I'm fucked. Gasly actually managed to get back past Albon. I don't really know what's happened to Albon. I'm guessing he's got damage because he's fallen away quite badly. Either that was coming to the pit, but we managed to defend against Gasly into turn number 1 once again. He had enough pace to get alongside me if I used DRS. He just didn't have enough to cruise past me, which is what we wanted. We're still holding on to P10. Alonso is absolutely gone. It is all about this final points paying position now. I did discover early on that the AI were annoyingly quick as we come out of Sector 1. They must use ERS at this point because down towards the banked turn 13, the AI, they were just ridiculous out of that corner. Luckily we hold the inside line against Gasly, but we lose the back end. Thanks to worn tyres obviously, and Gasly has got P10 from us. That might be points dead in the water now, especially given how easily he's already driving away from me. On lap number 8 we have a collection of drivers looking to pass me, so this will be fun. I don't really know how Albon is still behind me. I would have thought he would have easily cruised past me into turn number 1, and the second you get ahead of me at turn number 1, I'm not following you through the sector. But thanks to pit stops we go back up into P10. We're going to hold off Bortoleto as Albon comes into the pit, so I imagine he's going to undercut me. We will be boxing at the end of this lap, I imagine, in reaction. To be honest, it's hard to know what position I'm really fighting for because I really don't feel like P10 is possible at this stage. Gasly is already 3 seconds ahead of me. Alonso, who I was battling, I'm going off track. You know what, never mind. We've lost the place to Bortoleto. Is he going to get the move on me? Surely he's going to get the move down towards turn number 13. Are we going to send it at the inside of turn 13? Obviously, we've got to send it. Inside line for the banked corner, and this time we're going to get the position back. Into P10 we go. Next up is Antonelli, who is obviously in a faster car. You know, I love this track, but in this car, not so much. We actually managed to survive out in P10 until lap number 11 before we come into the pit. Apparently we've got some minor front wing damage, which I didn't know about. I'm not saying that was the cause of my bad pace, because it... Why would he come into the pit? I mean, hopefully he's so far behind me that he's not been held up at all. That's an annoying one.
I'm afraid you've been given a time penalty for that last incident, mate.
Shut up!
I mean, are you really shocked? Seriously? You could see it coming. We're never getting points. So we've got a 3-second time penalty, as expected. Let's just focus on finishing this race. It looks like we're going to be set for P21 and P22. Let's just get both cars to the end. Although we do have cars pitting. We might not actually be in last. Jesus Christ, with P18. Last place on penalties, but P18 on track. By lap number 15, we still had Antonelli behind us, and we were just using our ERS at the perfect times, saving it through the middle sector and using it at the overtaking points, and it was doing enough to defend. See, it was doing enough for us to defend our position. Now we're going to put it down to none and just hold up everyone behind us, fighting for probably nothing other than pride, and yeah, I just really want to finish a race, to be honest. Coming through turn number 13 for the 16th time, we are given a little bit of hope on the exit as we get yellow flags ahead. What this Caterham team's done to me. It's only been 5 races. But it turned out to be false hope because the yellow flags, of course, is a car behind me and not a car ahead of me. Isaac Hadjar has retired from the session, but it has brought out a virtual safety car which does absolutely nothing for us. We are actually going to make our positions from this VSC though, because just as is ending, Hulkenberg, Alonso and Stroll all come into the pit. So we're going to go back up into P12. Again, obviously we're not fighting for points, but we're back up into a fairly decent position, and we've actually got a brilliant restart against Antonelli. Not that it's going to matter because we're going to go straight into non-ERS. Although let's be serious here, it doesn't matter where I use the ERS, I'm not pulling away from the Mercedes. So the train behind me gets ever larger as the laps go on. Antonelli once again tries to get up the inside of the final corner. That's not going to work, and it's going to be another drag race down towards turn number 1. ERS on the exit. I don't know what was wrong with the Mercedes. He just didn't have any top speed, or at least not enough top speed to battle with the Caterham, which quite frankly is embarrassing. We actually go back up into the top 10 because more cars come into the pit for some reason. And we've actually increased the gap to a second over P11, who is now Lawson, because Lawson, Doohan and Antonelli are battling into the first corner. Good to see. I'm trying to make the most of that gap opening up. Now you may be thinking this is just going to be a slow, painful and very boring end to the race. You'd be quite right. Until all hell broke loose.
Okay, and that's a red flag. Red flag.
It was at this point that I was genuinely raging that I had this sodding 3-second time penalty. So it turned out, while I was bored out of my mind, there was an incredible 4-way fight for the podium positions. It then became a 3-way fight as Tsunoda absolutely bins it at the final corner, and as he sat at the apex questioning his career choices, the red flag came out, probably due to the fact that Tsunoda, despite having drive, just decides to park it in the middle of the road. Can you get the fuck out of my face? So that leaves us with a 6-lap shootout to close off this Grand Prix. We're going to go back on to the medium tyres. Obviously, we've still got our 3-second time penalty, so we're not going to get points, but we can still get a very strong finish. So we got a brilliant start to start this Grand Prix. Lap number 21, can we get another one? Lights out, and away we go for the second time. It's not as good a start, but next to Alonso on the medium tyre. We've got the inside line for turn number 1, and it looks like we're going to go on the outside. Potentially of Gasly, we don't have the traction, but can we get Tsunoda down towards turn number 4 or 3? I've already lost track of the numbers because we could be on turn 15 by now, but we get past the Red Bull. Up into P8 we go. We've now got soft tyres ahead of us, so I don't think we'll be overtaking them, especially with us driving off track. We've immediately lost position to Tsunoda. Are we going to lose position to Alonso as well? It looks like a drag race down towards turn number 13. We managed to keep our nose in for the corner, and we're just going to carry the speed. Retaking P9 from Alonso, exactly how the race started. P9, Alonso behind us in P10, and now normality can resume. We can be the slowest car out on track and just hold everyone up for no reason whatsoever other than to just be a nuisance and annoy people. Someone's hit the back of me and damaged their wing into the final corner, so that's one less car for me to worry about. Look at the fucking train behind me. We're under pressure from Alonso and Gasly down towards turn number 1, but they don't have the straight line speed to challenge us, and they're going to be side by side through turn number 1. But looking back on the exit of turn number 2, I was pretty certain I just saw Dirksen.
And you got this guy. How does he get in?
And it would turn out I was right. On the restart, Dirksen started on the soft tyres, and into turn number 1, during this battle with the Aston Martin and the Alpine, Dirksen makes his way up into P12 somehow. I don't know where he's found his pace from, but suddenly both Caterhams, ignoring the 3-second time penalty, are just 2 places away from a double points finish. And obviously, since I had the time penalty, there was only one thing I had to do. Down towards the final corner, we've got Doohan behind me. We're just going to be very slowly easing off the throttle a little bit, boxing Alonso in as Doohan goes around our outside, but we're just going to send it up the inside into the final corner. Make sure Doohan doesn't pass us. The job now, get Dirksen ahead of me, let him drive away. Hopefully he's got the pace, and hopefully he doesn't make a stupid mistake. We've managed to deal with Alonso. Next up is Doohan, who should be a lot easier. Inside line for the first corner. Make sure we're ahead of Doohan through the first sector. That leaves us with just one more position, and then Dirksen is going to get a point. Actually 2, because obviously they'll beat me. So as the laps ticked by, we were just backing up Doohan, making sure Dirksen can get us close, and we can make the move nice and easy. Obviously we weren't going to hold up Dirksen. We were the Magnussen in this scenario. That was our role. Again, fittingly at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, we were back up Doohan down towards the final corner once again, and this time Dirksen goes clean around my outside. He is free to drive away and go off and take 2 points. 2 very much needed points for Caterham. I will be the sacrificial lamb. I will not let Alonso, Doohan or anyone else behind me pass. And better yet, in this position, I can just watch Dirksen claim the points for the team and just try not to think about how it could have been a double points finish had I not been an idiot. I do have to say though, watching Dirksen through this sector was absolutely horrific because I don't really know if it was the car or just a glitch, but watching him drift this car through every single fucking corner was genuinely terrifying, because if I watched him bin it from directly behind him, I think I might have cried. It was horrifying. It was not a relaxing or celebratory final lap at all. It was stressful, genuinely stressful, especially given how at some points he was full opposite lock for some reason. At this point it didn't really matter if I let Alonso by, but I was still wanting to beat him on track. I still wanted to finish top 10. Why the hell not? We were finishing in probably last anyway. I'm pretty sure every single other car is behind me at this stage. But more importantly, Caterham have scored their first points in Formula 1, courtesy of Dirksen. We're going to finish in P19, we don't care. Caterham have finished 9th. 2 points for the team, a deserved driver of the day. Oh yeah. Also, Leclerc won, but to be honest, who fucking cares? So Leclerc wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Both McLarens claim the 2 podium spots. Max Verstappen P4, Tsunoda P5 despite causing a red flag. But the biggest feel-good story, we've done it. We've scored points. It wasn't at my hand, but I did help out a bit. Let's just ignore the fact that it could have very easily been 3 points and a double points finish. Let's just ignore that. So for the first time, I'm not ashamed to look at the standings, because I've actually got something to show for it. Lando Norris leads the way, 38 points ahead of Charles Leclerc, with Max Verstappen P3 and Oscar Piastri somehow in 5th. That doesn't seem right. Dirksen scores his first points of Formula 1, going up to P15, 2 points for Caterham, and it means in the Constructors, Caterham get themselves off the mark, P9 ahead of Haas and Sauber, 1 point behind VCarb, 6 points behind Alpine, 7 points behind Aston Martin. Could Caterham potentially get as high as P6? No, probably not. For the first time this season, our fan sentiment actually goes up by a significant amount. We're still ranked 1, but we're going in the right direction. Hopefully people will like us soon. And upon scoring his first points in Formula 1, immediately Dirksen wants to talk about his contract. So I guess we've got to stick with him. He wants 228 workforce. I'll be honest, I have absolutely no idea what I have currently, so I can't comment on that. He wants a fan rating of 3, which I'd hope would be possible. Hopefully people do start to like us eventually. The most damning one though is he wants a vehicle performance ranking of 7th. That's that could be tricky.